Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is the Post-Mortem Show. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And today, we're going to bring you our top 5 satanic horror movies. Movies that are satanic.
Satanic.
It's Satanic Panic.
That's right.
Post-Mortem edition. Dom, I know you love this.
I love Satan.
you love satanic movies.
I just love Satan in general.
You just love Satan. Who wants to make love. Throbbing red boner, just like Biff, the Red Rocket.
Yep. Ride Satan's red rocket all the way to hell.
Yeah.
You gotta say that like a preacher though. He's gonna ride Satan's red rocket all the way to hell.
Straight to hell. Oh, hallelujah. So, top 5 satanic movies. But before we get to that, we got a little bit of horror news for you.
Horror news. The new Halloween sequel is nearly done. Producer Jason Blum has seen an early cut of it and has said David Gordon Green did everything I hoped you would do with it, which is respect the DNA of the franchise and bring something totally new to it. The movie is written by Danny McBride and executive produced by John Carpenter, and it has a release date, October 19th of this year.
Danny McBride writing the horror movie, not just being an actor.
Yeah.
Not just some comic relief, but behind the writer's chair. Interesting.
I have faith in the guy.
Interesting.
He has always impressed me with what he's done. And every time I see something and I think that's going to be stupid, it's not.
What's the name of that movie when it's like the end of the world and he there's like zombies and stuff and he cooks all the breakfast?
I don't know.
And he takes the guy's porno mag and stuff. What's it called?
I don't think I saw that.
It's not called End of the World. It's something like that. It's a horror comedy.
This is the end?
This is the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I actually have not seen that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Watch it. It's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth watching just for him. And it'd be a good horror comedy for you.
Yeah.
And it's got some satanic things in it. Some Bible reference. You know. It's the yin and the yang. You know, satanic movies may have God things in them too.
They had a great... this is the end-themed haunted house at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights a couple of years back. It was all like 3D and it felt like you were on acid the whole time.
Wow. Interesting, like I said before. So, after the massive box office success of It, New Line Cinema isn't messing around and adding some massive names to the cast of the sequel, which is begin filming this July. With Jessica Chastain officially on board, It Chapter 2, New Line has now begun to zero in on who will play the rest of the Losers Club, with James McAvoy from Split, Glass, and X-Men, and Bill Hader from SNL and Hot Rod in talks to join the next installment, reports Variety.
That's a good cast.
Yeah, James McAvoy. Split was alright, but he was great.
He took a movie that would have been mediocre at best and made it good.
Yeah, and he's going to be playing Bill.
Nice.
The main kid, the writer. So, and then Finn Wolfhard played Richie, which is going to be Bill Hader now.
Nice. That's good casting.
It's pretty good casting.
Bill Hader's a funny guy.
And Jessica Chastain is going to play Beverly. She was also in Mama.
Yeah.
So. Director Andy Muschietti is back to direct, and Gary Dauberman is going to be writing it. So, sources say that negotiations are early and the script is still being worked on, but both sides have officially begun discussing her coming onto the project. And Bill Skarsgård is also expected to return as Pennywise.
Oh, he better. Fuck.
Chapter 1 of It followed the first half of Stephen King's novel, telling the story of a group of children who are terrorized by Pennywise the Clown and forced to face their own demons to defeat him. Chapter 2 will follow the last half of the novel, when characters return to the hometown years later as adults to face Pennywise once again, which was the worst part of the miniseries.
Right.
You know, the miniseries, great on the kids' part.
The adult part was cheesy as fuck.
And then the remake, probably better on the kids' part, but still good. And let's see how the adults part goes. You know? And it's set to come out September 6th, 2019. So
I have faith in Andy Muschietti. He made a believer out of me the first time through. So we'll see. And now, bad horror movie news.
Uh-oh.
Jason Krawcheck, director of He Never Died, a movie that I was very, very fond of, is stepping away from the film's sequel to work on his television series Off the Ground. Audrey Cummings will be taking over for the newly titled She Never Died, and Henry Rollins is not involved in the sequel, and the producers are currently looking for a new female lead.
What if it was Henry Rollins, he reprises his role, but he is just in drag?
I would watch that movie. You know, and
drag Henry Rollins.
And I may still watch the sequel. Well, I'll watch the sequel. Who am I kidding? But this does not bode well that the original director who went through all the trouble of creating this passion project for the first movie is not there. And Henry Rollins, who made that movie what it was, is not there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah. Who knows? Might be alright, but yeah, Henry Rollins in drag, I mean, that's money right there.
Henry Rollins will, however, be involved in the Off the Ground TV series. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm going to look into it.
Okay, so they're both jumping ship for this. So, when life gives you lemons, what do?
Book Henry Rollins on a different gig?
You get lemonades.
Wah, wah.
So I have an update to a previous story. A few episodes back, I talked about the upcoming Shudder Joe Bob Briggs Monster Vision 24-hour movie marathon. The date has just been set. It's going to be June 22nd. Mark those Doug Jones commemorative calendars. And Joe Bob's going to be both introducing and interrupting the movies, and the Mail Girl is set to return. And also, of course, Joe Bob's drive-in totals.
Nice.
He's also said to have special guests from the horror community. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Shudder.
I just subscribed to it on through Amazon Prime. It's way better than it was last time I had it.
June 22nd.
Nice.
So we'll both be watching it.
Yeah, for sure. Saudi Arabian filmmaker Haifa Al-Mansour is directing Mary Shelley, a biopic starring Elle Fanning and her satanically mysterious neck. Passionate and rebellious teenager Mary Wollstonecraft finds a kindred spirit poet in Percy Shelley. Their whirlwind love affair scandalizes polite society, and as the young couple gorge on literature and bohemian life. When the tragedy strikes and the couple loses their baby daughter, Mary strikes back, finding the courage and bravery to transform her pain into the world's first science fiction novel, Frankenstein, all by age 18. So this sounds more like a period piece drama than a horror movie, but either way, I think it's really good to see Mary Shelley getting her due for her massive contribution to the horror world.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Her story is, very interesting from a human perspective. So, I don't know if I'm going to be jumping on this movie super quick because I don't really care about period piece dramas, but it may still be worth checking out.
Yeah.
If anything, you can ponder the mysteries of Elle Fanning's neck.
Powdered wigs.
Powdered wigs and long necks.
Powdered wigs.
Just put a powdered wig on a giraffe and say it's Elle Fanning.
I'm going to put a powdered wig on Biff tonight and pretend he's Elle Fanning. Jim Carrey may be best known as Ace Ventura, but he's got up off of his talking asshole for some other roles other than comedy, like 2007's The Number 23. He most recently appeared in a movie Dom reviewed that I haven't seen yet, The Bad Batch. Everyone's favorite pet detective is going to return to horror in Alexandros Avrana's Dark Crimes, formerly titled True Crimes. Have you heard about this?
I read a little bit about it, yeah.
So Carey plays a police officer named Tadek, who finds similarities between an unsolved murder and a crime outlined in a book by famed writer Christoph Kozlo, played by Martin Salkas. As Tadek begins to track down Kozlo and his girlfriend, a mysterious sex club worker, played by Charlotte Gainsborough from the Nymphomaniac series, his obsession grows and he descends into an underworld of sex, lies, and corruption to find the shocking truth. Dark Crimes first hits DirecTV April 19th, followed by theaters and video on demand on May 18th. The trailer looks pretty interesting. It's available on YouTube. The thing about it is, it's like Nicolas Cage in 8mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jim Carrey playing that kind of movie.
Yeah. Well, I really liked The Number 23. I thought he was good in that, and I liked The Bad Batch. So and he's proven that he can act outside
I didn't
of just
really
being
like
a spastic comedy
number
comedian.
23 too much,
Yeah?
honestly, but I think that he is in the same vein as a Nicolas Cage. If he's allowed to be batshit insane in it, but also serious,
Right.
then it will work.
Yeah.
Like in Nicolas Cage's roles, So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm interested. I think it's interesting now also that movies are going to video on demand before they hit theaters. Annihilation did the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like they're testing it out there, and then if it's popular enough there, then they'll send it to theaters.
I don't think it's that necessarily. They have to put it in theaters for any kind of award consideration also. So it has to. Netflix movies are having limited screenings,
Right?
In theaters just so that they could have like Oscars and stuff.
Interesting.
So that's a new thing too.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, Netflix, it's working for them.
Yeah.
I just hate what they're doing to independent movies. Have you heard about Netflix and Amazon? Both are really focusing on pumping their movie into original content. Their money, not their movie. And so now they're not purchasing as much or renewing as many contracts of independent documentaries, horror movies, things like that, that will affect us.
Well, what that means, though, is that someone like Stephen Biro should start his own network to distribute independent horror movies online.
He is doing that.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's not necessarily... Well, you guys can check out Unearthed Films on their website. He has launched a service. It's not necessarily streaming, I don't think, but it's kind of a service where you can access all the movies through their own releasing,
I wonder if... Because Shudder has a massive library now. There's all kinds of shit there that wasn't there before. I wonder if services like Shudder are going to start picking up that slack, too.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because they've already got the servers and the infrastructure set up to do something like that.
And you know what? That would actually make more people interested in purchasing Shudder. Because, honestly, I have Netflix solely for horror movies.
Yeah.
I do watch some of the Netflix originals that are good, like Ozark. And, I will watch... There's going to be good stuff that happens out of this. The Amazon and Netflix producing their own content more. Because some of it's really quality content.
Right.
Then there's a bunch of bullshit, too, that I don't care about.
Yeah.
But I like independent artists, and I don't want it to... Anything that negatively affects that, I don't want it to happen. So.
On the same token, though, if they're producing these movies and the cream's going to rise to the top, and independent artists may have more of a chance of getting, a larger budget contract to make a movie that they wouldn't get when relying on a Hollywood studio that's completely reliant on theater distribution.
Yeah, you could say that, but then again, Netflix isn't going to produce content of a certain genre.
They're not going to be making August Underground.
Yeah, exactly. Or, even there's movies that are on Netflix and Amazon Prime that weren't produced by them. Like Starry Eyes, for example. Mm-hmm. They probably wouldn't budget and make that movie.
Right.
Yeah. But that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Or even, what's a more extreme example of something that's been on there? I don't know. I don't really have...
Regurgitated Sacrifice. Or, Slaughtered Vomit Dolls was on Netflix.
Was on Netflix for a while, which is fucking crazy. It blows the mind.
Yeah.
I didn't see it was on when it was on there. I didn't understand what it was. And I remember seeing it on there and I never watched it.
Huh.
And then
I'm
later...
surprised. By that title alone, I would have watched it immediately.
I don't know. And I love the Lucifer Valentine cartoon, Grand Drawings.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But at the time, when I saw it, I don't know why I didn't watch it. I just never did. And then later I found it. But, man, I wish they'd get some more.
Yeah.
So that's it for horror news, right?
Yep.
So now, before we get to our Watch This Fucker segment.
We're changing it up.
We have a new segment this week. We have a new segment where we're going to tell you a little bit, kind of tied to our horror news, tell you a little bit about things that you can watch at home that are streaming now. You can watch them on demand via Netflix or Amazon. They could be on Shudder, YouTube. Any of the streaming services that you can access that most people have. We're going to talk about them, whether we've talked about them before or whether we haven't brought them up on the show. And we're going to give you 5 of them. 5 of them each in a segment that we call Now Screaming. And we will get to that after this. Up right now on the Postmortem Show Patreon, we have Creepy Pastas.
Hey, it's a creepy pasta. That's a spicy horror meatball.
Hunting Season, Judgment, Delivery, It Came from Fox News, Handsome Stranger, and Wildfires, all written by Dom and myself.
We have Postmortem Off Topic. Off Topic! Featuring Count Alessandro di Cagliostro, Gigi Allen, The Illuminati, The Lobster Boy, and Jack Parsons.
As well as Strogs Docs. Strogs Docs.
Strogs Dogs.
The Selfie Killer and the Greyhound Bus Killer, with Strogs Docs 3 dropping next week.
Ooh.
We've been sending out stickers to all of our patrons, as well as handwritten letters of love, and we're going to begin listener shout-outs at the end of this episode.
And if you go check out our music section, you can hear music from Weapon A, Grave Command, Public Defecation, Old Scratch and the Necrophonic Orchestra, and Mechanical Ghost. And I've just released a new album, and if you're one of our $20 patrons, you get that album for free.
As well as the Best of JD Horror Deathmatch Series Volume 1 DVD video download.
There will be blood.
We have shirts coming for our $50 patrons, as well as you patrons that are below the $50 level. We will be giving discounts on the shirts to sell on the website as well. So, more stuff coming, new off topics, new creepypastas, a lot more on Postmortem Show Patreon.
Thank you if you're a patron, and if you're not a patron, why the fuck not?
Just give us 1 month.
1 month.
You won't be sorry.
It'll change your life.
And you get the episodes early. Forgot to
right.
say that.
Yeah.
You get the episodes early every week. We're going to do this commercial every week and kind of update it, so...
Until all of you are patrons.
Until all
so
of
if
you
you're sick of it, do your part in making us not have this commercial anymore.
And coming soon, ad-free Patreon. Ad-free patron. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Now screaming. All right, we're back with the first ever Postmortem. Now screaming.
That was shrill as fuck.
Yeah.
Who knew Biff could scream that loud?
All right, so we're going to highlight some movies that are streaming now that you can watch at home that you might not have heard of, or maybe you put off. Some of them you may have watched, but we're going to talk a little bit about them. So I'm going to start us off with one that I've talked about on this show several times that's been streaming on Netflix for a long time now. And if you haven't pulled the trigger on it, do it now and check out Last Shift.
Yeah.
So an abandoned police station occult cop horror. That is a good genre.
Yeah. There's not enough of that.
Came out of nowhere if you haven't seen it. It's been on Netflix for a long time, so check it out. I think I'd give this one like an 8.2.
Nice.
Never rated it on the show, but just off the top of my head, 8.2.
Yeah. My first suggestion, also streaming on Netflix, has been there for quite some time, but every time I talk about it with someone, they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen that. I saw that it was on Netflix, but I haven't watched it yet." And that's John Dies at the End.
I haven't seen it either.
It's awesome. It's written based on a book written by former Cracked writer David Wong, and it's a new street drug that sends its users across time and dimensions. Has one drawback: some people no longer return human. Can 2 college dropouts save humanity from this silent otherworldly invasion? It's like H.P. Lovecraft meets Naked Lunch.
That's awesome.
It's really fucking good.
You've talked about it, and I've never watched it.
Yeah,
it's been on there for years. It's been on Netflix for years.
I'd say it's a solid 9.
Wow.
Yeah, really good movie. Great performance by Paul Giamatti. Just a really solid across the board movie. And
I gotta
funny
watch
as
it.
hell.
We're going to be taking a break. We got some episodes in the can, so we're already on break. Probably Dom's probably down under the knife, as we say, under the blade. When you're under the blade.
That's about right. Yeah, I should be there by now, unless my fucking doctors figure out a way to fuck this up for me.
So I'll be watching that when I don't have to pay attention to reviewing movies and stuff. So my next suggestion is also on Netflix, and I did review it on the show. I gave it 8.9 at the time. It's urban teenage vampire angst story called The Transfiguration.
I haven't seen that yet.
You still haven't watched it? Huh?
It's now going on my list of movies to watch while I'm down.
Yeah, Transfiguration. It's so cool. It's really good. It's a kid with a backpack in the ghetto with a slutty white girlfriend who wants to save, but he also wants to be a vampire. And he goes dark places.
Nice. I'm about it.
It's fresh combined with the vampire story.
You know what someone needs to make is Breakin' combined with a vampire story. My next movie, also streaming on Netflix, something that I reviewed on this show and gave a very, very high rating to, though I don't recall exactly what that number was, so I'm going to make one up at the end. It's a movie called Residue.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty recent, yeah. I think you gave it like a 9 or an 8.5 or something. It was pretty high.
Private investigator reads a book of sinister origins and unknowingly puts his daughter and himself in a fight for their lives and their eternal souls. Again, it's very Lovecraftian. It's like a Lovecraftian private investigator kind of movie. A lot of it takes place within the confines of a single apartment. Really good practical effects. And just something that flies under a lot of people's radars that I really suggest people watch. And I'm going to call it a 9 again.
Wow, Residue. All right. One I also reviewed that's also streaming on Netflix. It's a Mexican Twilight Zone tribute filmed with a cool black and white filter, almost like a yellow and black filter. It's a great throwback, and I gave it an 8.3 when I reviewed it on the show. It's called The Similars.
That's a good movie. I like that
You
one.
watched it after I reviewed it? Yeah.
I actually went home and watched it that night.
It's still on Netflix, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like nothing else, other than like old Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's total like Outer Limits, Twilight Zone kind of stuff.
But it's also like it's got a Mexican influence, and it's also got this weird filter on it, and just the way it's made. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Very limited storytelling.
Yes.
It was good.
Yeah.
Really cool twist at the end, too.
Yes, definitely.
My next one is a movie that you reviewed that I watched afterwards, and I think I liked it more than you did.
Okay.
With a very insane backstory, and it's now on Prime, very recently on Prime, and that's The Evil Within.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's on Prime now, huh?
Yeah.
The meth guy who spent his millions of dollars making this movie over the course of like 20 years or 10 years.
And then died before it even came out.
Yeah. The characters have different hairstyles and stuff because it's filmed over years.
And they age back and forth through various scenes.
Yeah. But cool practical effects,
Yeah.
bad CGI though.
Yeah. The sadistic tale of a lonely, mentally handicapped boy who befriends his reflection in an antique mirror. This demonic creature orders him to go on a murderous rampage to kill the people he loves the most.
I gave it a bad review because it's a disjointed pile of crap,
Uh-huh.
but it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
I'm not telling people not to watch it.
I liked it because it was a disjointed pile of crap. It felt like you were on acid the whole time.
It felt like that it was made by a guy who was like a tweaker who had millions of dollars and just could afford as many drugs as he wanted and made this passion project about this weird retarded guy sees himself in a mirre.
Yeah, as not retarded.
With like spider things, and it's completely ridiculous. It is.
And then Michael Berryman shows up.
Yeah. And then he wants to pay people that he likes to be in his movie, so. Also on Amazon Prime, a movie I also recently reviewed, and I think I gave it a 7.4 or 7.5. It's a rape revenge movie starring Francesca Eastwood, the daughter of Clint Eastwood, that I enjoyed a lot, called MFA.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch that yet.
Yeah, it's on Prime, so now streaming. Amazon Prime. Check out MFA. Good little rape revenge, throwback exploitation style kind of movie. Some big eyes.
Yeah.
Look at eyes on Francesca Eastwood, but a lot of nudity in this movie and a lot of violence, and definitely worth watching. So MFA.
Nice. Next is an older movie on Prime that I'm very fond of, and when I saw it was on there, it made me want to go and watch it immediately. I just haven't had an opportunity to rewatch it, and that's The Last Exorcism.
Yeah, I like The Last Exorcism. It doesn't get its due because it's lumped in with like some paranormal activity kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's mockumentary found footage, but it's a good use of that medium.
It is.
And, a great character study. A troubled evangelical minister agrees to let his last exorcism be filmed by a documentary crew. And it's cool because he starts out kind of a charlatan, and then as things progress throughout the movie, he suddenly realizes the reality of his situation.
Yeah, but, basically what this is about is a guy is a priest who's full of shit, stages this stuff to try to get money, right?
Yeah.
And then gets called to a place where it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Shit hits the fan. He has no idea what to do, which is kind of a humanist story. It really kind of makes you think about, like, in that situation. He's a piece of shit, though, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Evangelical kind of douchebag.
Very, very flawed character.
Yeah. But that's what made me like it, because he is not a hero. It's not The Exorcist, where he's actually fighting the demon.
Yeah.
He's just as bad as the demon.
Yeah.
And he's screwed. That's what's cool about it. So, all right, my last suggestion is also streaming now on Amazon Prime. The Dead Hate the Living.
I love that movie.
Full moon picture with army of zombies led by a Rob Zombie's knockoff, but it's also a buddy comedy. Solid B movie. I give it an 8.
Yeah, it's definitely... It was one of, like, the last of that run of full moon movies, and they put it all out there on that one.
Yeah,
great zombie
really
effects, great creatures. I'm very, very fond of that movie.
The Dead Hate the Living. Good horror comedy. Check it out.
And my last recommendation is an anthology horror movie that has just recently hit Prime, and that is Cradle of Fear.
Oh yeah, the Cradle of Filth movie?
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Really? I really liked it.
I don't like the cinematography, the camera work.
Oh yeah, it looks like something that was made for BBC.
Yeah, it looks...
Which makes sense because it's a British movie. But I thought the stories were all really good, and I really liked the gore. A Cradle of Fear unfolds 4 stories, all linked by the unspeakable need of an incarcerated child killer to wreak vengeance on those responsible for his imprisonment. Danny Filth plays this weird kind of angel of vengeance, or demon of vengeance that he summons, and...
Cradle of Biff.
So yeah, watch it and make your own decision on it.
Alright, that's it for Now Screaming. It's the first ever Now Screaming.
Yeah, popped its cherry.
So, we'll do this every once in a while whenever we see something pop up. We got enough to give you 5 movies that are streaming now that we want you guys to check out. So, we will be back.
Do it.
After this.
Do
it. You've heard about our Patreon. Something you can do for $0.
0 dimes.
Something we want you to be a part of is our Facebook group, Postmortem Show Horror Movie Podcast.
That's right. You can get on Facebook, look that up, and interact directly with JD and myself. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, share your stupid memes, get shit talked by me, just don't post racist shit.
Other than different pictures of H.P. Lovecraft.
That's the kind of racist shit that's okay to post. Look up the Facebook group, Postmortem Show Horror Movie Podcast. Join us online.
One of us.
This is Dorian Weinzimmer, the co-writer and director of Chicago Rot, and you're listening to The Postmortem Show.
What's this, fucker? Fucker. Watch this, fucker. Alright, for Watch This Fucker this week, Dom made me watch a movie called The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. 2001, written and directed and starring Larry Blameyer. A dedicated scientist, aided by his clueless wife, rolls up his shirt sleeves and tries to save the world from a radioactive monster, curious space aliens, an evil scientist, and a crabby skeleton in this send-up of the best of the B movies of the 1950s. Filmed in the wonder of Skeletonorama. The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra.
Yeah.
Dom, what the fuck? First of all, okay, we'll get there. But old school opening credits, awesome score. Really feels like you're watching something from the 50s, not 2001. The dialogue and the way it's delivered is completely ridiculous, but it's intentionally cheesy. I really like how it's made, and it's a great idea. I thought I was going to love this movie, based on the first 5 minutes of it. But then it starts to drag a little.
Yeah, it gets a little slow in the middle.
The main problem is that it doesn't really let loose and go crazy enough with this concept. You know, it is funny, the concept is funny, but it could have been so much more. If this was like more akin to like a Deathgasm Dude Bro Party Massacre, something like that, and just kind of went batshit crazy in the way it did, but kind of gave you a little bit more.
Yeah. I think he was almost focused more on making it consistently feel like it was made in that time period.
Yeah. Maybe it's a PG rating, and the way it's made, but some more over-the-top comedy and violence, it would have been a lot better. I really do appreciate it for what it was, though.
Hey, Betty, it's the skeleton!
I tried to watch this with the kids, since it was PG, but they couldn't get through it, and had no interest in it whatsoever. I did pop for the mutant versus skeleton battle scene. It was the only part that really truly embraced how ridiculous this movie could be to me. Everything else felt like it was a little bit pulling back. He was trying to make it of the time period, but what he was doing was trying to make a movie that was trying to be good, but couldn't based on the time period restrictions, instead of making a movie that embraced those restrictions and made it so comically bad and so crazy that it was good. Instead, it was like someone trying to make something that wasn't that great, because it wasn't that great back then. You know, instead of embracing that and going way out with it. That was my problem with this movie. You know, it was so accurate to its time and to the feel and just the way it was, the dialogue, everything about it, that it was intentionally bad, but it never had enough of the tongue-in-cheek. It wasn't it's a throwback to that time, but it's an exact throwback.
Yeah.
Like, this fits in like it was released in the 50s, instead of a wink and a nod back to that time, but making it better based on everything we know and throwing in a little bit of, you know, some of that kind of stuff, you know. So that's my problems with it. So, why do you love this movie so much? The Lost Skeleton of Takayama. Say a couple things about it.
I love it for those specific reasons, actually, because I love those shitty 1950s horror movies.
I do too.
You know, and
I love them for that, but for the reason is that's what they are. But this was trying to be those, and it was being those, but it could have been more than those. You know what I mean? Could have been a little bit more. Like, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 is a tribute to 80s slashers, but because it's a tribute to that, it takes what it is, but makes it way better because it can make fun of itself.
Right.
This never makes fun of itself.
And that's actually why I like it, because unless something is really, really good, like Dude Bro Party Massacre, I'm kind of sick of irony, you know?
I totally agree with you. And like, the scary movie thing it's run its course.
Yeah. And so this was a much more true and like pure tribute to the genre. And I also I love the weird little like one-liners that they deliver completely stone face. You know, like the way the aliens talk and the
facts about science.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, and like
it's completely ridiculous. I started loving it because of that.
Yeah,
and then it just come
like,
on,
the whole Animala thing.
When's it gonna kick in? You know, I was just waiting for it to kick in, and it never kicked in.
Okay, you were waiting for it to become more than what it was.
I was waiting for it to escalate. Yeah,
and
it never escalated.
Right, and I like it because it didn't escalate.
Yeah. All right, so we have a little bit differing opinion, but you assigned it to me for Watch This Fucker, and I don't regret watching it. I don't want to come across that way. But IMDb gives it a 7.0. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I thought it would be much lower on IMDb. Yeah. I thought that people were going to be shitting all over it. For me, I understand the 7.0, and I understand why you like this movie so much, but I would give it more of a 5.7. Oh, wait, we never talked about our rating system. Transvestite Henry Rollins is?
Okay, done.
Transvestite vampire Henry Rollins. Rollins with a, what do you call it? Exclamation? Not exclamation.
An apostrophe?
Apostrophe at the end.
Rollinses.
Henry Rollinses. Vampire transvestite drag Henry Rollinses. So I'll give it 5.7 to those.
I would go with what IMDb says on this one, actually. I'm going to give it about a 7.
You think the 7?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's get to your movie that I gave you, and I said, hey, Dom, watch this. Fucker.
This is a movie I'd never heard of before. 1996 horror comedy directed by Robert Talbot, a.k.a. Charles Band, the director of Trancers, Dollman vs. Demonic Toys, Blood Dolls, The Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong, and several Puppet Master sequels. That's a pedigree right there.
And a great keyboard player.
Oh, yeah?
Musician. Yeah, he's like John Carpenter. He makes all the keyboard and music for all the Full Moon movies.
Oh.
All the Full Moon movies. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Just like you make your horror music, Charles Band, he plays the music for all the movies.
Wow.
All the B horror movies of Full Moon.
I did not know that. I learned something new.
Yeah.
This movie is called Head of the Family.
The Head of the Family.
The Head of the Family.
Yeah, The Head of the Family. I love this movie, Tom. I'm so surprised you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of it. The Head of the Family is literally that. A giant head on a tiny body who psychically controls the rest of his even weirder family. Lance and Loretta are a horny couple who decide they want to kill Loretta's biker husband so they can be together. They hatch a plan to extort the local family of redneck weirdos and their hideously deformed master to get them to kill the husband and then live off the family's vast resources. Then it all goes wrong.
The head... Okay, so the head has different sentinels.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole family is controlled by... What's his name? Milton or Milo?
Yeah, Maya, something like that.
Milo or Milton.
Yeah.
Milton, maybe.
And he's got a tiny body and a giant head that
you don't remember his name? You just watched it. I haven't seen it for years.
I'm pretty sure it's Milton.
Yeah, and he's wheelchair bound, and he kind of has that, like...
He kind of reminds me of the Brain from Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, yeah. And he controls, like, the hot, sexy girl one. Yeah. The one with the instant vision, like X-ray vision. And, like,
enhanced senses.
Enhanced senses. The strong one.
Who was in Gymkata. Otis the strongman was in the movie Gymkata, and a couple of don't watch it. Actually, it's a horrible action movie from the 80s. One of the worst action movies ever made.
And then there's like a drug dealer guy or like the ex-boyfriend. Okay, go back into your review. I'm sorry.
So I enjoyed this movie a lot. It definitely delivered on the sex and the violence and the weirdness. I like
the nudity, the bad acting.
Yeah.
Great intentional bad acting.
Yeah. Every other scene is basically a sex scene for like the first 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
And also, Ernestina, the actress who played her, does some throat fucking videos that you can find on the internet if you look her up.
Okay.
Because I wanted to see who that was because she looked familiar. And then all of a sudden Pornhub popped up and I was like, what?
Ernestina Scared Stupid.
Yeah. So if you want to see Ernestina, get throat fucked, it's out there on the internet. There's nothing really bad that I can say about this movie. The director knew how to tell the story he wanted to tell. Some of the acting was shoddy, but frankly, it wasn't Shakespeare, and the bad acting added to the charm.
I love the character who is the protagonist in this story. Yeah. He's such a over-the-top... He reminds me of Eric Stoltz, who's the guy who, in Pulp Fiction, is the one who tells him to, like, stab her in the heart with the adrenaline, and he robs the bank and killing Zoe.
Yeah,
and he's been in a bunch of stuff.
In the Christopher Walken
Angel he's like combined with him and Rodney Dangerfield and Kid Rock.
He reminded me of Sawyer from that show Lost. And it's a very similar character.
I've never seen that.
The sort of Southern con man character.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the movie could have been gorier. That's the only thing I could say about it. But
definitely delivers on the TNA, on the comedy, and
So this movie belongs in the same realm as movies like Nothing But Trouble, Motel Hell, and House. These are movies that are well made but not afraid to be silly and push the premise beyond the boundaries of reality. I miss movies like this. We get glimpses of these kind of movies in things like Housebound, Deathgasm, and The Cabin in the Woods, but they don't entirely make movies like this anymore. There's always something getting held back, and I'm giving this one 8 out of 10.
I would even give it a 9. Yeah. I love the head of the family. It's so stupid.
If it had a little bit more splatter, I probably would have bumped it up. If it had a little bit more splatter, it would be in the Dead Alive category.
I have a nostalgic view of it.
Yeah.
It's from my childhood. Yeah. I had this. I got my use out of Head of the Family. Let me tell you.
I love the scene near the end of the movie where the head gets ejected from his wheelchair.
Yeah.
That special effect popped me hard.
Very fucking silly.
Yeah.
So check out Head of the Family.
I'm glad I did.
All right. We will be back.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money. We get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are vast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
And we're back!
There's some chutzpah behind that.
With the top 5 satanic horror movies. Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
Dom, this is your list, so I'm going to start us off so you can you can have the grand finale.
All right.
I'm going to start us off with the Satanic Panic Edition. Not necessarily the themes of actual Satanism or anything, but the themes of what everyone thinks Satanism would be. And that's a certain man who has a terrible influence on people. He tells them to do things, makes bargains with them. And his name is Leland Gaunt.
Yeah.
In a movie called Needful Things. Turning townsfolk against each other, against thy neighbor.
Really underrated
if you
movie.
will, in a satanic way that is the mainstream. Some of my movies are satanic movies because they have rituals. Some of them would be the way people perceive. You know?
Yeah.
Like this one. William Gaunt is Satan in this movie.
And he's one of the best Satans.
He is. Max von Sydow.
Goes from a priest to a devil. That's a man with range.
He is. Yeah, based on the novel by Stephen King.
My number 5 is it's kind of a short film, but it's so good. It was made during this campaign for BMW Films where they had all of these directors get together and make short films that feature something having to do with the with BMWs. And this movie was made by Tony Scott, Ridley Scott's brother, and it's called Beat the Devil.
Yeah, you told me about this. It's a BMW movie?
Yeah.
BMW, the car company, made this movie?
Yeah, and it's fucking great. Gary Oldman plays Satan, and Danny Trejo plays his driver, and James Brown plays James Brown. And James Brown goes to Satan, and he says, I made a deal with you for fame and fortune, but I forgot to ask for immortality. And I want that now. And Satan says, well, no, I'm going to...
Oh, Satan!
Good God! So, Satan says, no, I'm not gonna give you that, but wait, I'm kind of bored. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna race through the Las Vegas desert, me and Danny Trejo as my driver in our BMW, and you in your BMW. And if you can beat me in a race, you can have your immortality. And shit goes insane. And ultimately, James Brown does win. And Satan goes back to his apartment, and he's pissed, and he's throwing shit around. Marilyn Manson comes and bangs on his door because he's his neighbor. And he's like, hey, can you shut up in there? I'm trying to read the Bible. Let's beat the devil.
Have you ever seen the Mad TV sketch? Being John Malkovich, you know that movie?
Yeah.
There's one called Being James Brown. Where they can't afford to go in the door to go into Being John Malkovich. He's like, okay, well, we do have a discount plan. And he goes to a smaller door that's all like bedazzled, like with foil and shit. And like jewels, and it says, and he goes in there, he crawls through it, and it's Being James Brown.
Wow.
And he's in James Brown's head.
Yeah.
Instead of John Malkovich. And
so there's a lot of cocaine.
So he's peeing in his fish tank. I remember, hey fish, how you doing? And he pees in the fish tank. And he answers the door for a prostitute, and they end up trying to smoke crack, but his gas is going on, so his apartment explodes. That's the end of it.
Nice.
It's Being James Brown.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
He's Godfather of Soul. Hardest working man in show business.
Oh, yeah!
He'll punch your wife in the face from beyond the grave.
My number 4 is another one with perceived satanic innuendo. And it's one we've talked about, this tiny little man multiple times on this here show. But in the film Baskin,
yes,
the Turkish film Baskin from a couple years ago, there's a tiny little deformed man with a keyhole in his head who leads a cult, a sex cult.
Makes people fuck women dressed like goats.
Yes, and I love the movie Baskin.
It's a great movie. Still on Netflix, by the way.
And Mehmet Karahuglio, or whatever his name is, I added the actual actor on Facebook.
Nice.
And so, remember on our Vampires episode, our graphic was just a picture of him at an amusement park in his polo shirt with the thumbs up.
That's right.
I stalk his Facebook and I just watch him do normal things and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not making fun of him. I'm not taking joy in his deformities, but I just like to watch his actual life.
Well, that's a guy who,
It's my Desperate Housewives of Turkey.
He
Desperate Housewives of Turkish Satanic Cult.
He's a guy who turned a frown upside down, though, because he was born with these weird deformities, and he used them to channel into an awesome, fucked up character.
Yeah.
Baskin's a good movie. My number 4 it's kind of a polarizing movie. Some people like it, some people don't. And ultimately, it's really just a mashup of Hocus Pocus and Rosemary's Baby. But that's Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem.
I love Lords of Salem.
Me too.
I know a lot of people talk shit about it.
Yeah.
It's because it came out after Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
They're expecting more of the same, and he went in a completely different direction.
It was like an experimental art horror film.
So much better than any of his Halloween movies or anything.
Yeah.
Or what was that fucking... I can't even remember the name with the different heads.
31?
Doomhead. 31. Yeah, that movie sucked.
I haven't watched it yet.
Still, yeah, it's not good.
But yeah, Lords of Salem, great movie, in my opinion. And especially if you look at it as the actual horror version of Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. All right, my number 3 is a movie that I believe is still streaming on Amazon Prime, so maybe could have made my Now Screaming. But one I believe you watched with me, but The Blackcoat's Daughter.
Great movie. I didn't watch it with you, but I watched it like right after you reviewed it.
Yeah, so good. The Blackcoat's Daughter, satanic schoolgirl horror.
Yeah. Which there's not a lot of in this world.
Suspiria.
Yeah.
Sort of similar.
True.
Elena Marcos. But yeah, The Blackcoat's Daughter. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's so good.
My number 3 is a John Carpenter film. We've been talking about him a lot recently. And this is another one that's kind of polarizing. Some people like it, some people don't. But I do like it very much, and that's Prince of Darkness.
While I don't necessarily like it, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I just like how he blends theology and science in it, and sort of like tries to put science behind Satan.
If it was cut down by 15 to 20 minutes and had a little bit more to offer, I think it would have been one of of his movies. Mm-hmm. It is good, but it kind of misses the mark for me. It's a little slow, but it's on my honorable mentions, Prince of Darkness, because it is one of the best satanic movies of all time. My number 2 is a movie I already mentioned, Starry Eyes.
Yeah.
I love the movie Starry Eyes.
Great movie. And
it was on my top 5 cults. Might have been my first or second. Might have been my number 1 or number 2. But the Astreus cult, Starry Eyes. Starry Eyes, I think it's still on Netflix right now. But you guys, if you haven't seen it, check out Starry Eyes. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, it's definitely... It doesn't have very good box art, so you might like look it over, but it is worth the 90 minutes that you're going to spend on it.
It is definitely.
Very good movie. Delivers on the nudity, delivers on the violence, delivers on the Satanism.
Delivers on the practical effects.
Yeah.
Delivers on the creepy old men.
Yeah. Which is
and
important.
It's got a Hollywood vibe, too. Like a Hollywood actor kind of like sell your soul to be famous kind of vibe, too, which I kind of appreciate, too.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
All right. My number 2 is quite possibly one of the most satanic films ever made, in that it actually features a satanic ritual that actually took place in it. Movie that we showed at Cal Poly about a year or so ago, and that's Kenneth Anger's Invocation of My Demon Brother.
After we show the movie, how long is it? It's only like 14, 15 minutes, right? It's a short film.
About 20.
20 minutes, right? And that grating sound.
Yeah.
You never forget it.
And then it goes longer.
And right after it ended and we turned the lights back on and I went up to the podium and I said, I hope everyone is so happy that they found their new ringtone. That sound.
Yeah.
Because you will never forget it if you see Invocation of My Demon Brother.
It's very effective in the same way that snare drum was effective in Black Mass of the Nazi Sex Wizard. Where it just burrows its way into your soul.
Yeah. And it's an art form.
Yeah.
To make you feel that certain way.
Yeah.
Like fuck. You feel uneasy.
Yeah.
Based on the score.
Mick Jagger wrote that score?
Really?
Yeah. Mick Jagger was that was like Mick Jagger when he was in his satanic phase.
I wish I could, for your benefit only, I know that there's no cameras on us right now and this is an audio format podcast, but I wish I could do my hip dance.
Your Mick Jagger dance?
My pouty lips and my hip dance and my glittery pants, but...
You've got moves like Jagger?
I try to have moves like Jagger, but I can't.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm a broken down former deathmatch wrestler.
Right.
I'm hobbled.
Right.
And I wish I would do it. I would do that dance. I would do the chicken. I'd do the chicken walk. I would do it for you right now, Dom.
Yeah, I always kind of laugh at that Moves Like Jagger song because he's saying I've got moves like Jagger, like he can actually dance. Where Mick Jagger just sort of flailed around like a spaz. But
I have moves like Biff nowadays.
I got moves like Jägermeister. I'm a pile of liquid.
All right, my number one. My number one, it's the most mainstream. It's low-hanging fruit, but I love The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
It's one of the most important horror movies ever made.
And like I said, with every yin, there's a yang. So there's a religious element to it. People... Okay, so I want to bring up a topic of people going out there and saying, like, why is there so much Christian and religious propaganda in horror movies? Okay, it's a fucking movie. I love the priest, the troubled priest, and the religious thing, and treating it like it's real in a movie. You know why? Because it's a fictional fucking story.
Right.
There is
just
no
like
God,
religion.
just like the Bible. It's okay for you to give religion credence when you're watching a movie because it's a fucking fictional story. So if you're going to say, like, why is there so much Christian propaganda in movies like The Exorcist, as an atheist, if you're a horror movie fan, come on.
Yeah.
Fucking suspend your disbelief in the whole religion and God thing and enjoy the religious horror movie because there's nothing more scary than a force you can't control that is ancient and powerful like the devil if you actually suspend your disbelief, watch the movie, and don't say, like...
Conceptually, it's scary as fuck, but conceptually, Alien is scary as fuck, and that's not running around this world either.
That's true.
Yeah. And also, you know, people want to grouse about that, but then they've never seen The Exorcist 3, which was also written by William Peter Blatty, you know? And in the end of that story, religion doesn't triumph.
That's true.
Religion fails, and it's the will of an individual man that triumphs.
Yeah.
So it's not like Blatty was trying to write religious propaganda. He was just trying to... Now, I believe that The Conjuring and those movies are religious propaganda.
The same thing. I think it's just popcorn horror bullshit. Like, I think it's like Jaws.
Yeah.
Jaws isn't a marine biologist propaganda movie. It's a popcorn horror movie.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Fuck
It's the Warrens, you know,
yeah.
because everything that they did was basically religious propaganda. And I don't even think they were wanting to convert people. They were just wanting to make money off of people's faith.
Yep, that's true.
Fuck those scumbags. My number one is also a sort of demonic possession movie. Very, very underrated. Not a lot of people know about it. Starring Jeff Goldblum, and that's Mr. Frost.
I've never seen it. I've heard about it. It came up a lot in my research, and it also came up like when we did our devil movies.
Yeah,
top 5 devils.
Yeah, I incorporated him into that.
Yeah. I gotta pull the trigger on Mr. Frost.
Jeff Goldblum plays a serial killer who claims to be possessed by Satan, and he gets arrested and is in a mental hospital and is trying to convince his atheist psychiatrist that he is in fact the devil and she needs to kill him.
Yeah,
great movie.
Mr. Frost, I'm going to check it out.
Not a lot of action in it, but it's a great character study, and it's Jeff Goldblum at his best.
I have a number 0.
I do too.
They're probably the same.
I bet they are.
I said A Perfect Child of Satan and the Vomit Gore trilogy, the works of one Lucifer Valentine, are the most satanic movies
absolutely
of all time.
Without saying. Yeah, Lucifer Valentine is synonymous with Satan. I specifically said the Vomit Gore trilogy, but really all of his movies, even Black Metal Veins,
everything,
go there.
Yeah.
He works around a theme.
Such a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
And a nice guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
Very
appreciative of his fans.
Yeah.
We shared one of the guys that says, you know what? I'm going to reshare all your stuff.
Yeah.
Lets us screen his movie at our live event.
Yeah. Doesn't even want money for it.
Doesn't even want money. Doesn't ask for it.
Just wants to fuck up the status quo.
Yeah, just wants to let us show his movie at this fucking shitty university. Let people come there.
You know, Milo's coming back to that fucking school. They're bringing him back after the fucking blackface incident. They're bringing Milo back.
It's true. It's gonna happen. But...
Fucking Cal Poly.
Honorable mentions: Rosemary's Baby, Prince of Darkness, The Omen, Stigmata, Stigolimata, House of the Devil, The Prophecy, Exorcist 3, Invocation of My Demon Brother.
My honorable mentions: The Devil's Advocate, underrated movie. The Devil's Candy, Angel Heart, And another movie that I haven't actually mentioned very much on this show, but Devil. People stuck in the elevator. One of them is Satan.
I love that movie. With the old lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Good movie. And it's M. Night Shyamalan fucking Ding Dong.
Well, he produced it. He didn't write it.
Well, whatever. It's good.
It's someone doing M. Night
It's tied to
Shyamalan
it.
better than M. Night Shyamalan does.
It's good. I like it. I did enjoy it. So that's it for our top 5 satanic movies.
Yeah.
So
Satan.
got a little bit of a song for you.
Oh, yeah?
And then some Patreon shout-outs. But before we get to that...
Well, I guess as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he set up his altar, put out skulls, arranged the runes, slashed his wrists and bled all over it, and then a giant vagina emerged from his pentagram, and he took a sniff of it and said, if it smells like fish, throw the fucker back.
You flip it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir. We are Black Bag, an absolutely fabulous tribute to Black Flag, the bitchiest band there ever was. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I need some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't ask what for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Standing here, I'm a loading gun, waiting to go off. I got nothing to do but shoot my mouth off. So gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gonna have some more. I'm gonna go get some head. If I keep on doing this, I'm gonna end up dead, I swear. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gonna have some more. I know the world's got problems, honey, I got problems of my own. Not the kind that can't be solved with sucky bomb. So gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Want some more? Gimme, gimme, gimme. I need some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't ask what for. And deux, trois, quatre. Standing here, I'm a loaded gun, waiting to go off. I got nothing to do but shoot my mouth off. So gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Got us some more. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown.
This is the little corner of our show where we want to give shout-outs to our Patreon patrons. So for those of you who jump on our Patreon, you will get your name mentioned on our show. But if you don't want to give us money, that's cool. You can still go to iTunes or Stitcher and subscribe. Give us a little 5-star rating and a review. Those things do us favors too. But for those of you willing to shell out the cash...
Patreon shout-outs. And also, if you can't do it, share the page.
Yeah.
Just send us an email, postmortemshow@gmail.com. Say, hey, I appreciate you. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke.
I'm a poor
But I
poor
can't-
Filipino man.
I can't Filipino, white. Racism.
That's a Mystery Science Theater reference. Probably went over most of our audience's heads.
Yeah, went over my head. But this was the top 5 satanic horror movies.
Yes.
So this is the postmortem. Satanic postmortem. Satanic postmortem. Satanic postmortem. Satanic Patreon shout out.
And the first member of our satanic cult is Mark A. Bartlett.
Mark, you know how I'll summon you? I will lay out on the ground. I'm going to take my chalk. I'm going to draw a pentagram. I'm going to put a pear in the center. Mark A. Bartlett, get it?
Oh, yeah.
Pear.
Pear, yeah.
I'm going to put a pear in the center of that pentagram. I'm going to disrobe my entire... I'm going to be completely naked. I'm going to lather myself from head to toe. I'm going to squat down. I'm going to pick up that Bartlett pear by the skinny head of it, not the wide base.
The nub.
With my asshole. Raise it up. And then power shoot it out to, put out the candles that are in my satanic... there's, candles going, Then I'm going to shoot the pear. High velocity. Out of my ass. Put out the candles. Stop the ritual. Save the day.
And then
I saved the day, Mark, just because of your patronage. and then you stop.
Okay. He's our only patron now, because no one else wants that. Our next patron is someone who's about to get a whole goddamn episode dedicated to her, and that is the lovely Eileen Coven.
Eileen, I'm going to put an entire water tank with your name on it, and it's going to be my ritual that I summon you. What am I going to do when I summon you, Eileen? No, I'm not going to get inappropriate. I know you're a married woman. You're an educated, empowered woman.
Classy woman.
I'm going to inspect your generous package. And I'll review the contents within. And I'll do that any night that you so please.
Next on the list is Mr. Peter Stanky.
Peter Stanky.
Stanky.
Thanks for coming through, Stanky Stanks.
Put some stank on it.
I'm going to put some stank on it. You know how I'm going to put some stank on it? I'm going to take that crucifix down off the wall. I'm going to start fucking my pussy with it till it's bloody. I'm going to put that pussy stank on it. My own pussy. You know what?
Your own mangina. Your mangina.
I'm going to carve one in my taint with that crucifix. I'm gonna stab that he pussy till it smells like fish, and I'm going to throw the fucker back.
Brent Watts.
Brent Watts? I want to tell you, Brent, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up a car battery to a crucifix, to 2 crucifixes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clamp those tiny little Shawn Michaels dangly crucifix earrings to my nipples. I'm going to prance through a field of daisies. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to climb a mountain to a hillside. I'm going to grab a giant horn. I'm not going to scream Ricola. You know what I'm going to scream? Thank you, Brett Watts.
That's the Vuvuzela.
Okay.
It's a tiny sound.
Okay.
Aubrey Turner.
That's my wife.
Yeah, that's your wife.
I'm going to conduct I'm going to take your... being the virgin that you are, I'm going to tie you to an upside down cross. Perform a ritual to you later tonight. After our tiny little son goes to bed.
Who's in the room right now?
Our intern this evening, acting as producer, writing down things we say so I can edit them into the episode description and graphic. My son.
Michelle Rendeck.
Okay, Michelle.
What are you going to do to my girlfriend?
Michelle, I'm sorry to say...
Hold on, let me unzip my pants here.
Does it turn you on when I talk about this?
Yeah.
Michelle, what I did, I reached out. I have a story. It might be on our Patreon as this episode airs, but it's called Junk Mail. It's about somebody who reaches out to someone that offers them mail enhancement in their junk mail of their email. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach out to my junk mail. I'm going to order some Viagra, or the equivalent. I'm going to give it to my dog, Biff. Who's virile. He's a virile young stud. You should have seen the litter he created. I know Dom, he ain't getting it up too good these days. I know you have kids. I know you want more. I'm a married man, Michelle. I can't step it up in Dom's place. Dom, I love you. I would if I could. I would hold your hand the entire time. We could make eye contact.
Okay.
Be like it'd be me and you.
Right.
But it'd be me and her.
Right.
As you watched.
Right.
That's a terrible thing to say.
That's terrible.
Anyways, I'm going to give Biff a bunch of Viagra and you're going to get impregnated with a litter of dog babies.
And I will raise those babies proudly. Miss Valerie T.
Thank you.
You got nothing to say on that one?
Nothing to say. That's it this week.
And The Hero Within, who happens to be a clothing line that you should check out on Facebook.
I'm going to put those clothes on. I'm going to take compromising photographs of myself wearing them.
And that's it.
Hashtag hero within. Okay. That's
Thank
it
you
for
guys.
Patreon shoutouts, isn't
I
it?
hope you're all as uncomfortable as I am.
Dom. Biff is available.
You know,
It's not my fault you didn't freeze your sperm before they removed your testicle.
I'm just getting back surgery. I'm not infertile.
Dom, you're a eunuch. You're one of those guys on Game of Thrones with no balls.
A castrati.
Yeah, you're a castrati. That sounds like an Italian dish.
Castrati with no meatballs.
Castrati with no meatballs. That's you, Dominic. Balsamo.
All right.
Okay.
Good to know.
Thank you, patron. Sorry if I offended you with the things I said about you each week, but please continue to give us money because I need the money. And I love you. And thank you for giving me the money. And if it smells like fish,
Throw the fucker back.
throw the fucker back. Yeah. Okay.